Hey everybody, Dr. Mike from CMI. I'm here with my good friend and Focus driver, Dr. Tim Young from Oklahoma City. Tim is the founder of Focus, and I just came back from a phenomenal seminar. He had about 500 people in the room, and you just knocked it out of the park. That was a phenomenal seminar.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
And we're here together at Axiom Seminar now. This is over in Amsterdam, and this is run by Jonathan Verderami. And it's very, very strong philosophical base. It's based on social media practice building, adjusting techniques, and it's an amazing seminar. So 200 people in the room, we're having a great time. And I'm really excited because we have Tim that's coming to Prosperity. So it seems we're hanging together this year and presenting at a lot of the seminars. Tim, what are you going to be delivering this year at Prosperity?
You know, the message that I'm going to try to give and try to articulate is the disconnect between the everyday practice and the guys and the gals that are in the trenches every day. They're trying to build that practice, and what's the difference? What's the disconnect? What's the interference between your average just run-of-the-mill practice and these big, huge mega practices? The ones that are got standing line only, the ones that are seeing more new patients than they can handle. And it's not marketing. I mean, marketing is great, advertising is great, talk's great, but there's an intrinsic value. There's an it that is within the practice itself. And that's the message that I want to bring.
And you know, it's interesting because we're always trying to discover what is that disconnect, what's the difference, how do doctors really shift their mindset, or what are they doing unique and different? And just to the audience here, what do you think, what's your suspicion, what might it be?
Well, I think one of the big disconnect is that we get a lot of the doctors get so wrapped up in procedures. They're thinking about insurance, they're thinking about which therapy, they're trying to even figure out, you know, which technique I should use. They're trying to figure out all the details instead of just being present with the patient. And in my own practice, what I've learned is when I connect with a patient and I completely shut out everything else and I'm one-on-one with them there in the moment, present time consciousness, what they used to talk about.
PTC, right?
What happens is the adjustment falls into place, the patient responds, and they go tell everybody they know. That's the disconnect, but no one's teaching that anymore. It's all about procedures instead of being present.
I agree, and it's like once you have your huddle with your team, if you got that shift, you got to be in the zone. I call it a Zen garden, where you're there, you're present with the patient, nobody interrupts you. And I always used to say, unless the building's burning down or your kid's been kidnapped, don't bother me. And that's when you would have your CAs interrupt you. But that's that zone that you have silence, you're in that cone of silence, and you're focused with your patients.
You know, it's not even, and another aspect to it too is a lot of doctors, you need to hear this. It's not only when you're with a patient, it's when there's no one in the office.
That's right.
So many times at doctors, when there's no one in the office, that gives them opportunity to get a golf magazine out or get onto the internet or get on the phone. You know, when there's no one in my office, I stand quietly and I'm waiting. Because now the universe knows that I'm ready.
Ready to receive more.
Ready to receive. And if you're not ready, they will not send you. And so you've got to be present when they're there and when they're not there at all times. And that's something that isn't talked about very often.
And that's a great point, because you see a lot of the doctors, they'll have their phones with them and then they're on Facebook in between patients. When a patient walks in, the patient is now a distraction to Facebook.
They're actually interrupting them, yeah.
That's right. And they're not focused with them. I agree. And we have this old saying, take your phones, put them away. Just eliminate any interference and stay focused with your patients. That's a great tip, guys. So for those of you who are sitting there on your phones right now in between patients, put them down and get focused and watch your practice grow.
Exactly. Just be present. Be ready. When a patient walks through the door, you need to be ready to go right now. You don't need to be putting things up. So now you never want a patient to interrupt you. You always need to be ready, and that goes for your staff also. When someone walks through the door, they better be moving right now. That's called quality care for your patient. It's putting them first, not putting you first, and that's what it's about.
I agree with you. So guys, learn more. Come see Tim at prosperitysummit.net. The link's right above you, and there'll be hundreds of doctors there just sharing in amazing practice building techniques, on philosophy, on growth strategies, on scientific validation of chiropractic. It's going to be a phenomenal seminar. We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.